So this is definitely a big step up there. It kind of took a little bit of convincing from some of these guys and from Mike and the guys at HOKA, but really talking to people in the community is what got me on board. I'm just a huge fan of the sport of running, and I love running. And when I talk to people and they said, you might be able to be good at this and the training isn't that different, that was really the thing that sold me as something that I would consider at least giving a shot for. So in terms of specifically training wise, really it hasn't been super different than 50K training. I've done some really long runs, and that's probably the biggest difference. But overall, I've always been a very high mileage runner. I've always thrived off of really long workouts, whether I'm training for a marathon or 50K. So I kind of already had that experience, and that's why some people said, you might make a relatively smooth transition here. But I definitely did some longer runs. I did, I think, up to 40 miles. Some of those were at altitude, and I think I did 52K at goal race pace. So, those were the kind of workouts that for me really clicked well and made me think, okay, I'm ready to have a good day.
What's your goal pace or goal for tomorrow?
So Jim and I have talked a bunch, and I think we'll probably start out together, and then, like you said, try and run that first third. The first third is point to point. So my coach has really said you need to think of that like a warm up, and then the rest of it is running a loop, and that's where the real race is going to start. So we're probably going to start out together, and then, like Jim said, the ultras you can kind of split up and get separated and spend a lot of time by yourself. So I think it just depends on, like you said, what the day looks like. But I think we both have pretty similar goals in mind, so hopefully we'll be able to work off each other and do something special.
Your goal is to go the whole 100K, or is 50
yeah,
miles?
I haven't finished.
Could you if you make the 50-mile record, can you bail out then, or do you have to finish the 100K?
I believe you have to finish. In theory, you could walk if you really needed, if you were like seriously injured. But yeah, I would love to get the 50-mile record. For me, that's less of a jump than the 100K, obviously. So based on my workouts, that's the one that seems the most achievable to me, or at least the least scary. But I think that, I really want to make a successful debut at the overall distance as well.
Can you tell us more about the 50-mile record? Who has it? What's the pace?
Oh, who has it?
Bruce Fordyce. Yeah.
So Bruce Fordyce has it. He ran it at, technically the world best is what they consider at Chicago, ran in 1984. It's 4:50:51. It's 5 minutes 48 change pace per mile. So that's kind of where I'm setting a pace. And then the American record's about a minute slower than that, so 5:49 pace. So that's still, that was set in 1980, so they're both really old records. It's a little bit of an American distance rather than a worldwide distance, and the IAU or IAAF official world record is at the 100K distance, so that's definitely, I would say, the bar though. But the 50 miles got quite some prestige with the age of the records. I think it's the oldest US ATF record in the books, being in 1980 right now, so that's kind of cool.